One project that has been the center of attention in the crypto world, and not only during the past couple of years, is XRP. Even if you're not a crypto enthusiast and you haven't put any money into the crypto market, chances are you've still heard of Ripple or XRP, as that's the name of the blockchain's associated token. Now, you may be wondering what the reason for XRP's prominence in the financial industry is, and that's exactly what we're going to explain in this video. The project has been surrounded by a lot of controversy, being the subject of an already infamous lawsuit that has been going on for the past 2 years, and its future is not only unclear but could affect the entire crypto industry, so you might need to stick to the end of this video if you want to understand what exactly is going on. First, we need to establish what exactly is XRP and where it is situated in the crypto industry, especially in comparison with other big projects in the field. Ripple is a real-time gross settlement system, currency exchange and remittance network created by Ripple Labs, a US-based technology company. Released in 2012, Ripple is built upon a distributed open-source protocol and supports tokens representing fiat currency, cryptocurrency, commodities, or other units of value such as frequent flyer miles or mobile minutes. Ripple purports to enable secure, instantly and nearly free global financial transactions of any size with no chargebacks. The ledger employs a native cryptocurrency known as XRP. Now, this is kinda hard to understand if you're not familiar with the blockchain and financial industries, so I'll try and put it into plain English for you. Ripple is basically much more than a cryptocurrency, offering a vast list of financial services, out of which its cryptocurrency component represents an almost insignificant bit. What Ripple is actually aiming to do is providing banks with a quick, low-cost and simple cross-border transaction mechanism, replacing the system that most banks are using now. The current international payment system, which is the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, or SWIFT as you probably know it, has certain flaws that could theoretically be improved by banks switching to Ripple's mechanisms, which would facilitate transactions at an incredibly low cost of less than a fraction of a cent. This is where Ripple's token XRP actually comes into play, as its role would be to act as a bridge currency, verifying transactions by employing a consensus system involving several bank-owned servers. Validators verify that proposed transactions are valid by comparing them to the most recent version of the XRP ledger. In order to go through, a transaction must be accepted by the majority of validators. But let's see a brief history of how the company was founded and what controversies darkened its path to success. Ripple was conceived by Jed McCaleb and built by Arthur Brito and David Schwartz as a financial service to provide secure payment options to members of an online community via a global network. In 2004, Ryan Fugger founded RipplePay, a financial technology company aiming to create a peer-to-peer payments network. Separately, in 2011, a team led by Jed McCaleb began the development of a new consensus network for digital currencies that would ultimately become the XRP ledger. Later, Chris Larson, David Schwartz and Arthur Brito would join the project, and in 2012, McCaleb and Larson approached Ryan about RipplePay. After discussions with the RipplePay community, Ryan handed over the project to McCaleb and Larson, and in September 2012 they founded OpenCoin, which rebranded to Ripple Labs in 2013. Keep in mind that this was in 2013, so a really long time ago, before Ethereum and everything else you see in the crypto market today were even a thing. Think of it this way: when Ripple was founded, Bitcoin was the only major cryptocurrency, which is still up to date, that was popular at that time as well. This was really early in the crypto industry's life, and XRP was seen as an immense innovation at that point. In 2013, Ripple released XRP, a native token on the Ripple consensus ledger. At launch, it created 100 billion XRP tokens, out of which 80 billion tokens were allocated to the company and 20 billion were given to the three founders. Over the course of 2013, Ripple would raise over $7.5 million from some of the most prestigious venture firms in the United States. Later that year, Jed McCaleb would leave the company over internal disputes around the company's vision and would ultimately go on to found Stellar. To date, Ripple has raised over $120 million in venture funding, and XRP is one of the largest cryptocurrencies in the world by market capitalization. Ripple and its founding team own the substantial majority of the XRP supply, of which Ripple, the company, programmatically sells on a quarterly basis. Since 2016, Ripple has sold over $1.1 billion worth of XRP, and XRP sales remain Ripple's dominant source of revenue and controversy. A total of 100 billion XRP crypto were pre-minted at launch, and the XRP ledger software maintains that limit. No more tokens will ever be created. Of this XRP supply, Ripple distributed 55 billion to users on forums, and it scrolled most of the remaining tokens to fund its technology and development. Transactions on the XRP ledger do not incur traditional transaction fees, but instead require the sender to destroy a small amount of XRP per transaction. While this makes XRP a deflationary currency, it's estimated that at the current rate of destruction, it would take at least 70,000 years to destroy all XRP. On top of that, prices and costs can be adjusted as the supply of XRP changes. And if that's not tangled enough for you, hold on to your seat because the best is yet to come. In 2020, the US Securities and Exchange Commission filed a lawsuit against Ripple, the company behind XRP, citing that Ripple's operators have conducted a an unregistered digital asset securities offering worth $1.3 billion. The event came as a shock to the entire financial market, and in the next minute I'll try and explain what was the reasoning behind it. The official SEC complaint notes that Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, and Christian Larson, former CEO of the company, have illegally financed the blockchain company by raising capital through an unregistered digital asset securities offering. Between the period of 2013 and 2020, Ripple allegedly raised $1.3 billion by selling their tokens. SEC's more daunting claim is that Ripple exchanged the token for labor and market-making services in order to promote XRP sales. As a result, the regulator charged both individuals for failing to register a token sale under US federal securities law. Furthermore, the complaint states that while Garlinghouse publicly shared that he was long XRP, in reality he was selling his assets. By doing so, the current CEO profited $600 million. According to Stephanie Avakian, director of the SEC's Enforcement Division, Ripple failed to reach the necessary levels of compliance required to host their public offering. Ripple's first legal response to the SEC's complaint arrived on January 29, 2021. Filed publicly in the form of a legal document, the preliminary response provided answers and arguments to the agency's allegations. The 93 pages long document cites 4 main arguments on why XRP is not a security and why the SEC has made a mistake. The following content is an official summary made by Ripple. According to Ripple, XRP represents a virtual currency that comes without an investment contract and is outside of the SEC's jurisdiction. The company has never held an ICO, nor has it used XRP to raise money for its business operations. Additionally, their sales amounted to less than 1% of the currency's entire market and therefore had no influence on prices or investors. Ripple's second argument is that the SEC is overstepping its boundaries by claiming that XRP is a security. Before the lawsuit, no other regulatory jurisdiction in the world has marked XRP as a security, nor have they stated that Ripple must do so. The document also claims that the currency's design is incompatible with securities regulation and that it would negatively affect the project's central utility and purpose. Last but not least, Ripple mentions that both the Department of Justice and the FinCEN have previously determined that XRP is a virtual currency. The same is apparent with other global regulators, which include the UK, Singapore, and Japan. Another critical point is that the SEC picks winners and losers by attacking Ripple and declaring Bitcoin and Ethereum as non-securities. The company finds it to be hypocritical that while all three projects has no fundamental distinction, the SEC still treats XRP in a different manner. Ripple also knows that the SEC once stated that Ethereum began as a security but eventually evolved into a non-security. The regulator refuses to give any clear rules that indicate in what way such a process occurs and through which steps. To sum everything up, the outcome of the lawsuit will have major consequences over the entire crypto field. If the SEC wins and XRP is officially recognized as a security, this prompts other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, for example, to be treated the same way. However, this is paradoxical, as like I've mentioned before, the SEC has already signed Ethereum off as not being a security but a virtual currency, which XRP claims to be as well. The uncertainty of XRP status marks the overall uncertainty surrounding the crypto space and the gray area that cryptocurrencies currently find themselves in. Obviously, this lack of knowledge and regulation over an entire market lays responsible for major problems, and if you want to find out more, you should go watch our video on that next.